All thing you're going to do is go out and march. That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth. You build that business community and you build factories and industries in there. And you produce wealth and money and income. Then you take that wealth and money and income and you use it to benefit and lift your people. And you use it also to take the surplus capital and you go to the second floor in that 5-story building. On the second floor in that 5-story building, that's politics. That's politics. That's where your politicians are. Quit letting people mislead you about voting. Voting ain't worth a damn if you don't have an economy. I have run political campaigns for presidents, for governors, for attorney generals, for congressional people, for mayors, and city council people. Politics, voting in politics ain't worth a quarter in voting if you don't have an economy. It's money that controls your politics. You take your money on that first floor and the power-economics concepts that I'm trying to get you all to buy into. You take that money off the first floor, you buy every politician on the second floor. Don't worry about voting, buy them. Be just like the mafia. Be like the mafia. Just buy them. If you can't, you don't have enough money to buy them, then rent or lease them for a while. You rent and lease him. Then you commission him and say, now on this second floor, now that I bought you, just like all this next election, you can see all this money going into all these candidates, billions and millions of dollars. They're buying those politicians. You buy them on the second floor. And then you tell them on the second floor, now, under the power-economics principles, I bought your rear end. You now take your rear end to the third floor. And on the third floor, that's your court system. I don't care whether it's the Supreme Court or the local superior courts or county courts or city courts or state courts.
For robbery.
For robbery. I received a call letting me know that I had lost my son to senseless gunfire. I came home August the 5th, 2014. August the 6th, I buried my son, Rayshon Dansbury. And in going through that, when I came home, I felt like that I could have destroyed the world, but that wouldn't have brought my son back. I could have went and did anything crazy, but that wouldn't have done my son back. So I challenged myself, what could I do to honor my son in his death while I'm still here? And what I came up with was to get out and tell my story. And to help another parent not feel what I felt. Or try to save another young man from losing his life to senseless gun violence. So I'm out here today to continue that mission, to tell my story, hoping that I can save just one. And then I'm doing him some justice. Because we have to learn how to love on one another, respect one another.
Do you think a lot of these people who want to fantasize about being shooters and killers, do you think a lot of them don't understand what prison is about?
They don't. They don't. They think it's this thing that they see on TV. But what they don't realize is the days that you're going to miss your family, the Christmases, the Thanksgivings, seeing your children raised up or your loved ones passing away and you can't go, you know what I'm saying? All of the different type of illnesses that come up in the penitentiary. People end up raping each other. They breaking in each other's cells. They stabbing each other. This is not the life that these young kids are ever imagined. As long as they look at TV and as long as they get people out here to tell them an illusion instead of telling them the truth, then reality is going to sit in when they get there. But it can be prevented. It can be prevented. And what we have to do is we have to come out here with as a collective whole.
For a lot of these kids, it's a shock when they get there and see the reality of prison.
Yes, it is. They're totally not ready for it. And you can tell it, you know. And you got people in the penitentiary that preys on little people like that. They preys on these little brothers. Because when you get to the penitentiary, there's no more guns. There's no more you can shoot. You got to deal with it hand to hand, combat. And there's a lot of people that have been in there for years, and this is their game, and this is how they motivate and how they get through their bit. And they use a lot of these youngsters when they come in for their own personal gain. And it's at some point we have to be able to prevent them from getting there. And prevention starts like now, like what we out here right now, trying to let them know shooting ain't the answer. Picking up a gun don't solve a problem. It only makes a situation worse. Because now you got, if you take one of mine, I'm gonna take two of yours. And it don't stop nothing. It just escalates and keep going and going and going. And at some point we have to stop because there's going to be no one else to kill. And that's why I'm out here every day telling my story.
Why do you think there's so much killing going on?
Because it's a lack of understanding. It's nothing for these kids out here to do but focus on one another. We have no programs. We got our our elected officials out here that we are elected, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And it's time out for that. If we put you in there to do a job, we need you to do your job, or we're going to make sure that we vote you out. It's time out for us playing pity pat. We got to make these people and hold these people feet to the ground. We got East St. Louis destroyed. We got Washington Port destroyed. We got Centerville destroyed because these kids have nothing to do. We got to come up with some type of economical plan for the city of East St. Louis and the surrounding area. Because if we don't, we're going to lose a whole generation.
Get your bag! Get your bag! Come on, get your bag! Get your bag!
Hey, Socks, I got kicked today. On the real.
We're mad! Hey, yo, you see it? Yeah, man.
My boy right here brought